So, good evening, good evening, good evening. Arsenal 2, Brentford nil. Kind of lackluster second half. First half, I thought we were on the front foot. I thought we were very good. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Instagram, guys. And some good performances. Yeah, some very, very poor performances. Oh, and who knew? Some injuries were incoming. This is a football discussion show for entertainment and opinion only. Everything here is about sport. We don't involve politics, personal targeting, or hate. So let's talk about the football. Make sure you like this the show. I'm going live straight after this on an emergency meeting. Yeah, the rice is cooked, lads. Yeah, and let's hope he ain't cooked because Aston Villa are fucking 6 points behind us. Yeah, and we got them next, early kickoff. Make sure you hype the video. Yeah, use your hypes. I don't promote that enough. But Kenny, you was at the game. First half, Stacker dropped, Timber dropped. I was like, oh, this is different. We knew Eze was getting dropped. Obviously, Captain Fantastic's back. He can't do the hair flicks yet. Yeah, because the hair ain't long enough. Yeah. And guess what? First half, I thought we were actually half decent. Yeah, I thought Madueke played well. Ben White, for me, he was man of the match. We'll get to your thoughts in a sec. Yeah. 1-2, quick football. How many times have we said it, Kenny? 1-2 football will blitz this league comfortably. Second half, revert to type. Mosquera goes down. Declan goes down. All of a sudden, we're, ooh, wow. Now we've got both our centre-backs out. Now Mosquera's down. Now Declan's down. All of a sudden, the 4 out of 10 window I rated it is looking like a 4 out of 10, my friend. What are you saying?
Well, first and foremost, I was going to ask you a question because obviously we saw Mosquera go down and in the first half, and he is involuntary, and I obviously give you any updates on Mosquera because when we were in the ground, Declan Rice again asked to come off because I remember being on a podcast with Dan and I said, look, we've been with Declan. I think Declan, next to manager, know when he's fit or good to go. That it's something they discuss themselves. Look, Declan's he seems like an honest lad, and he just put his hand up and said, I couldn't do it anymore. But the thing about it is that is it a serious injury on both parts? Because obviously, with Aston Villa coming up, two players I don't want to lose Declan Rice under any circumstance because he's the engine in the team. But Mosquera, because if Mosquera is injured, you risk playing a half-fit Saliba because for Saliba not to play this last two games, something must be up. So I just asked you if you've got any updates or is it just something you'll find tomorrow?
This manager just does diversion tactics, mate. Yeah, apparently after the game, he bamboozled his way through. With Declan. Yeah, but with Mosquera, he said, oh, it's the ankle or the knee. But he doesn't know about Declan. Well, we can quite clearly see on TV, mate, he was holding his calf and pointing to his calf.
Oh, no. Because that's the thing. Where we were in the vantage point of the ground, we just saw him go down, and it was a case of him, when if Declan's asked to come off, it's bad. But
it's been coming, Kenny. We've been selling them, mate.
Yeah, it's the thing about it is that the Saka one, I get angry about. The Declan one, it's kind of I hold Declan responsible as well because I look at Declan and he's one of those players. He seems to be a rhythm player. He's got to play every game, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's 50-50 for me. But if you look at the context of the game, both teams, it was like Brentford initially thought, you know what, we're getting nothing here. Let's save ourselves for Tottenham. So when I saw the team sheet, I saw no Thiago, I saw no Damsgaard, I saw Pinnock out there who was a regular under Thomas Frank, but seems to be a bit of a squad player under Andrews. Rico Henry has come back from a really bad injury, but he's only feeling his way back in, and normally it's Lewis Potter playing there. So I was thinking, hang on here. The minute I saw Ben's team sheet and I saw our team sheet, it was one of the things where it'll be an effort to, I say, play the football we like to see. And it'll be an effort to lift yourself for the game. Because I always say, you're only as good as your opponents. And I thought Brentford, a bit passive. We got an early goal. And then, after we got our goal, all of a sudden Brentford came into it. But it wasn't through good football, it was just through set pieces. It's like they were relying on corners, long throws. I was thinking, how the hell is it in a situation where we're playing a game at home and they got all the corners? It's one of those things where they're a very, very strange team. They don't play particularly good football. They don't win all their duels, especially in the first half. But somehow they got us under a lot of pressure. I thought it was a fantastic save from Ryan.
Oh, the save from Ryan was cold.
Because it was one of those things where you think it was such a great save that you thought it went straight, it hit the bar. But when we looked at it again, when I showed the highlights, I said, bloody hell, that was going right into the roof of the net. And then you look at Benjamin White. I was very pleased with his performance, I must say.
Was he your man of the match, Kenny?
I thought it was between him and Marino. No, hear me out.
See, I agree. Marino,
Marino's,
and Madueke and Calafiori.
Yeah, but all four of them are fantastic. The situation with Marino is you can't leave him out. You really cannot leave the guy out because simple reason is that our better football this season has been played invariably when he's in the team. When he drops off, gets to space, he allows runners, like Martinelli did a few runs, although he was his usual self, inconsistently bad. And then obviously he helped Madueke a lot with dropping off, Benjamin White as well. He links to play up a lot better than Gyökeres. And it's a hard thing to say because I did feel sorry for Gyökeres as well because I'm glad Saka got his goal. But part of me is thinking, bloody hell, mate, Gyökeres was his space. And there was another time when Calafiori had a shot, and I thought, oh, Paul Gyökeres. I said, bloody hell.
Same with Odegaard. Odegaard run through midfield, end up the whole time. Yeah, Eze's going clean through, and he slows down and passes straight to the left.
And that's the thing. But
so jarring, man.
I look at Odegaard. I look at Gyökeres. I was thinking, bloody hell, man, the guy's a goal scorer. And they're not passing to him when he's making.
Saka got very lucky with that goal.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he was there, mate. He didn't even look.
Yeah, but I think it was a great pass by Marino for the goal.
Marino, yeah.
But I think it was only a matter of time because I thought Kavim and Kelleher, he wasn't holding on to a lot of shots. There was times when a shot would go in. I mean, there was one where Marino for some reason thought it'd be better to get a penalty rather than go for the rebound. Maybe, I mean, that was hilarious. And then the second time, and it was from Calafiori when I thought, hang on, get Odegaard, get Gyökeres into the game a bit more, please. And then Marino missed a sitter, and it was a sitter. And then, obviously, for the goal, it was probably a third time unlucky for him. But look at the game; it's one of those games where you think about our lot. We've had 4 games since Sunday the 22nd of this. Sorry, Sunday the 23rd of November. So Tottenham, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Brentford. So that's 4 games in about 10 days.
3 wins and a draw. It ain't bad, is it?
When you look at the contents of it, you say the Premiership players are well played. We've got a bigger squad, but it was a case where motivation was for me, for the players. Although we won, motivation is hard to pick up, especially when you've had a big game against Chelsea, Bayern Munich, and North London derby, and it's Brentford. Even though it's a London derby, you make changes because you expect to win that game. And when I looked at the game, it was a very mundane game. A few people around me said it was like a Carling Cup game. I disagreed to a certain extent because I thought Brentford were coming into the second half. They saw a situation where they thought, hang on, we're only 1-0 down. And that's when they got a bit serious. They brought on Thiago, they brought on Damsgaard, they brought Henderson on, they brought Lewis Potter on, and they brought Collins on. And they got virtually...
But why didn't they start them, Kenny?
Well,
and this is what winds me up with these teams, because they're not going to win the league.
Yeah, but
they're not going to win the cups. So why are they not trying to have a go?
The thing is, Brentford are in the quarterfinals on the Carling Cup with my Man City. I'm not saying they're saving themselves for Man City in 2 weeks' time, but what I am saying is that it's one of the things where is that obviously the big teams, the teams that are are still in the cup, still in Europe. They're going to feel this. They're going to feel it coming like March, April, where they're going to have nothing left. That's why when I look at Arsenal, I think, bloody, I hope we got enough, points to the back when, and a lot of teams need snookers, because I'm looking at some of our players and I'm thinking, bloody hell, that was a bit of that, mascara. Even though he doesn't play that much, he looked a bit knackered. I thought Declan Rice. The problem with Declan Rice is that playing, and you run risk of him getting injured. But if you don't play him, you're taking out the whole heartbeat of your team.
Yeah,
you're taking out your energy,
the pace, the energy, the corners.
And don't get me wrong, you don't really notice it when you're a goal up and you're in control of the game. But it's when you can you imagine if he went off and we're a goal down against Villa? God forbid. I hope he starts. Then you notice when we're trying to get back in the game, who's going to drive us? No other player in that team can drive us.
We need to manage him properly, Kenny.
Yeah, but the problem is that he's his worst enemy. He wants to play every game. Because at the end of the day, you see him come on and get in Carling Cup games. Why does he come on Carling Cup games? Who's decided that? Is it the manager or him? Especially games where we're winning cups.
He ain't picking the team. The manager needs to fucking pick the team.
But that's the thing. It's one of
no,
things. No,
Declan, you're not playing.
Yeah,
hold your horses. Sit down. I need you for later down the road. Yes, you're excitable, and yes, you're in good form.
Yeah,
but now I need to manage the season.
Yeah, but that's
he could be out for that Aston Villa game.
Well,
if he's out for that Aston Villa game, Kenny. Yeah, and I know you were probably keeping up to date with the scores there. They were 2-0 down away to Brighton. They won 4-3.
I know, yeah, because we saw it, because what's happened.
That's a long day for us on Saturday, mate.
Yeah, it's a long day, and
especially if Mosquera's injured, then what do we do?
Well, the thing is,
if Saliba and Gabriel Mosquera, then what? What's him at centre half?
Well, you're going to have to, and you've got to give Benjamin White had a very good game. I know it's Brentford, but he's the next cab in the rank when it comes to right back. In terms of Saka, you're going to need Saka in that game, but you know that if Saka, doesn't manage the minutes, you can get Madueke on. The Martinelli one is going to be awful. Well, but that's the thing. Who knew? I've been saying it for a long time that if you play Martinelli from the start this season, because if you look at his performances last season, he struggled. He wasn't beating his man. Today, he struggled again. There was a time when he was a centre half, just got his body in front of him, and it was easy. There was no burst of pace. He managed to get random Coyote once in the second half, and that was it. Didn't beat, and afterwards, it's no one's surprise he came off. Now Eze, obviously, he wasn't part of the Wide Light Club, but in the little that Eze done, you could always, even though Eze hasn't got Martinelli's pace, you could tell the opposition were thinking, "Hang on here, we're going to retreat a bit."
Touch and
techie, and that's the thing. Right. And you notice that with Trossard as well. When Trossard plays in that thing, you notice that the opposition, right, we're not going to get pace. What we are going to get is someone who's technically good, plays the 1-2s, gets his positions, and has got the skill and the position to beat me. With Martinelli, it's so predictable. It is so predictable. Odegaard,
Saka, bro.
His thing with Odegaard, he's a strange one, because you think he's going to drive when he takes the ball out of defence, and then it slows down.
Yep.
And I don't know if you noticed it, but the eagle-eyed fans next to me, and me included, when Jordan Henderson and him went for the 50, it was a 60-40 in
and he bottled it.
It was 60-40 in Odegaard's favour, and he went, "Nah, not today, mate. Not today, mate."
Kenny, I've been telling them he's going well regardless.
No. And because I noticed it against Chelsea, and the worst thing about it wasn't just me noticing it. It's someone who I'm very good friends with, and he's very much positive fan. He noticed it, and he was very critical of what he did against Chelsea, and that was the same thing. But I thought, all right, let me just do the Odegaard watch. Jordan Henderson's just come onto the field, and it was a 60-40 in Odegaard's favour, and Odegaard went, "Nah, not today, mate. Not today, mate."
He's going World Cup, mate. He weren't born last time they qualified. He's going.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Now, don't get me wrong.
He was good in burst today.
He was good in burst, but the thing about it is that he's a player that he's going to have to feel his way into form. The same as Saka and Gabriel when he comes back. And Sleep, it's not going to be $1 million, but what will happen is that if you bring them back and we have any serious issue with Declan Rice, oh God, they're going to have their work cut out, because Declan Rice is a great protector. And one thing is what Declan Rice has done for Zubimendi. Zubimendi imitates him and tries to think, right, I'm going to give this guy a bit of a hand because he's doing a lot of running for me, and it's a nice little partnership. But I am praying that it's not too serious, because when you said calf, I think with calf injuries,
he was holding his calf, Ken.
Well, calf injuries are very hard to clear up, but I hope it's not.
As soon as he held his calf, the physio radio through and said off.
All right.
Yeah. And Mikel, I haven't read the press conference. I'm going to do that in a minute. Yeah. Right. Mikel skirted round it apparently, but when it came to Mosquera, he said it could be knee or ankle.
Oh God.
When we looked at it live and then see the replays, it could be knee, yes, the way he landed. Innocuous, no, it was just off key. But it could be Achilles as well, Kenny.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And that's the thing, yeah. This manager we know is a compulsive liar. Why is he skirting around the Declan one, but then telling you about the Mosquera one?
Yeah, because the
Declan one's a massive headline.
Well, yes,
we've just won a game. We don't want to make it about Declan.
Yeah, well, the problem is that we'll know more on Friday with his press conference. We'll know
more on Saturday when we see the starting 11. Conference.
But the thing about it is that Villa. You see Villa and Nana. You just picture Villa's midfield.
Man, look at their midfield. Their midfield costs less than Declan Rice, by the way.
But you think about it. McGinn,
Rogers,
Onana, and Tillemans.
Rogers.
So they tend to play Watkins and up front. They don't really play 4-3-3. It's as such.
And Watkins are on the channels.
Run.
He'll occupy the fullbacks, the centre backs.
So obviously, it looks like it's a 4-3-3, but actually it's running.
It's a 4-5-1.
It's a 4-5-1, and that's the thing. And it's got energy as well. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully, the Brighton game will take something out of them. But can you imagine it? 12:30. It's one of those games that when we do play Villa at 12:30, we either get turned over or we beat them.
Or we get lucky off a crossbar.
Yeah.
Crossbar.
Last time,
Emi Martinez got injured in the warm-up tonight, by the way.
Oh, so you didn't start?
No, he never played. He got injured in the warm-up.
Well, that's a big loss, isn't it? He's normally good for a goal anyway. But anyway, Lee.
Listen, love you, Kenny. Appreciate it. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Love you always.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Make sure you follow Kenny's Instagram. We move on. By hook or by crook, we better find a way. Otherwise, they're 3 points behind. Imagine Nuno has 3 points behind Super Duper Mick on Saturday.
No, but you know what? It's got to be one game at a time. The fact is that we just hope for the second half of the season we've got enough of a cushion, because injuries are inevitable. And I still say, before I go, sorry to anyone waiting for the emergency meeting. Let me tell you this now. Our fixtures and the amount of games we play, with the regularity and the absence of rest, is going to kill our title bid if we don't watch out. I don't care what anyone says. I just think that the Premier League and UEFA need to think about the side effects of their desperation for wall-to-wall football, because it's killing their game.
Absolute facts. Listen, I'm going live right now with Rashid. Bless up to Kenny. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. We're out. Latest. Make sure you hype the video if you got this far.